What's up, guys? It's Matt Collins Jones here, also known as D365 Geek, and today we are talking about Power Automate. We're talking about functions and expressions, and we're going to talk about the outputs in the referencing functions section. So, outputs, if you've watched my last video on actions, is actually a shorthand for that action. So, in actions, you have the ability to pass in an action and then you get the whole the whole bit of that action. You get the triggers, you get the details about the action, you get the body, you get the outputs, etc. This outputs actually allows you to skip a step if you actually just need the outputs from that action. So whereas the actions gets you everything, including like the trigger and the definition, outputs is actually one step below that, where it just gets you the outputs from that action. So let's take a look at it. So I'm in Power Automate here. I have a trigger, which is a CDS trigger, which is when a record is updated. So I'm looking at accounts on my current environment. I then have an action or a step, which is getting that record that we're passing that information from that first record. So this item identifier is actually coming from that trigger. And then we have a compose action down here that we can use to use our function today. So if I click into the inputs and go over to expressions, I can scroll down until we get to referencing functions. And then we have this one called outputs here, where I just have the parameter name of action name. Excuse me. It says shorthand for actions, action name.output. So if you watch my last video, I kind of showed that we could drill down into this action expression, this action function, and actually pull out certain bits of information. And this is what this is this is the shorthand for using that. So you could use actions, you could have action, then action name dot output, or you could just have outputs and then put in the action name. So that's why this might be useful, because it allows you to do fewer keystrokes. So if we click into outputs here, and then in single quotation marks, we're going to specify the name of the action. Now the action is actually get underscore record. That's the name of the action, not the name of this step. So the name of this action inside the flow is get underscore record. So that's why we have to put it like this here. It is slightly confusing, but that's the explanation for it. So if I'm happy with that, I can click OK. It goes into there. We can click test and we can run this. So I'm running this on a previous data run. I don't want to just be updating my CDS environment. So I'm just going to click that and save and test. And it runs successfully. That's good. So what we can see here is we can see that the we triggered the update, or like, tested the trigger of the update. We got the record. This is the action. So this is the body of the output, and then we have this, which is the output of the whole thing. So as we can kind of see here, in the get records, we really just care about the outputs, which is the body in the outputs, which is all this, because that's the dynamic content that you'll be using in other parts of your flow. But in this, we are actually getting the whole output. So we're not getting the whole action, we're just getting the output. So the outputs include things like status code, headers, excuse me, this sort of stuff. And then as we scroll down, we can actually see it opens up that body tag, and then we start with this. So we have this OData contact, OData ID, eTag, internal ID. That matches what we have here in this body. So what we are doing is we are not just getting the body, we are getting the whole output here, so we can use this piece of information. So for instance, if I wanted to just find out what, maybe I just wanted to find out what the status code was. So I just copy this to my clipboard. Inside my referencing function here, if I have outputs.getRecord, I can specify the name of the field that I want to get out. So if I just want a specific field, this is the way you get the information. You don't need to parse the JSON. You don't need to like filter it or select it. You can just put this, and you'll get that name of that record, that name of that field that you want. So if I just run this again, we hope this works. Come on, take a drink. It's having a bit of a think about this, so we'll see if this wants to work. There we go. Took a little while to start that there. It ran successfully, and we can see that the output that we get here is 200. So that was the status code of that output. We can also drill down further into this. So instead of getting status code, we might actually want to drill down into the body, which we got there. And we could use something like created on, for instance. And we could get the created on date, which is the output of that body in here. So we'll just run this test again, run a bit quicker this time. It runs through, all successful, and then it outputs this. So this is drilling down into the body of that action, not just into the output. So several things to remember there. So action gets the top level action, so the whole thing. Output, which is this one, gets the output of it, which includes details about the status and how it ran and stuff like that, as well as the body that is in here as well, because it's all part of that whole JSON sort of string, that JSON array. So hopefully that makes sense to you, and that's how you can use these. That's how you can use these functions. If you are using this at the moment, let me know down in the comments down below. I'd like to know what you're using it for. As always, if you found this video useful, please like and please share it with your friends. It's always appreciated. And if you've not already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'll see you next time.